believe that today is just 10 days left until Pip. We are nearly in single figures. I didn't think we'd ever get to this point. This is so exciting. I just kind of didn't contemplate that this was gonna be a thing. Despite the fact that Shep made me get up stupidly early this morning because he decided he absolutely must get up. At least it's meant that I've had quite a productive morning, got a couple of bits done already, and my next job is to go out to the framing shop in town to get a new wedding photo printed and to get our frame reframed. This is one that we had made for our wedding day. So this picture was taken just after we got engaged, and on our wedding day we had all of our guests sign around the mount board around it and had the image framed. And for the last 2 years we have intended to take that picture frame back to the original framers to get the front glazed, because at the moment there's no glass in it, and to get a new picture inside, which is going to be a wedding photograph. Now unfortunately it's been 2 years. I have no evidence of the fact that we've already paid for it. I'm going to take it in this morning and I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that the goodwill of the people there are going to allow me to have the frame reglazed for free. But we'll have to see, because at the moment I'm completely at their mercy. I just took the whole frame off and the process was so easy. The ladies in there were lovely. They had no problem with the fact that it had been 2 years since I'd last been in. And it's fantastic. They just dealt with it, took the frame off me, they're going to get it reglazed. They're going to print our photograph for us, which is fantastic, and at a really, really good price. To get the photograph printed on their highest quality paper is going to cost about £8, which I think is an absolute bargain. For something that's going to be in our house probably for the next 10 or 20 years. It was well worth the investment, well worth the trip out today. I am so happy with how nice they've been. We have to wait till Friday to come and pick it up, which I actually think is really fast, considering it's Tuesday today, so it's like Wednesday, Thursday. 3 days, which is pretty good going. They look like they're really busy in there at the moment anyway. So by the time Pip comes, we'll actually have a wedding photograph up in our house. It's only been 2 years in the making. I went out to buy bread rolls and peanuts, and I came back with all this. We do need it all. These are going in Chris's hospital bag, because I thought mints were a good idea. But I didn't know we needed it before I got to the supermarket. Leave me a comment down below and let me know if you have ever been to the supermarket with a list and only come out having bought the things that were on your list. Our first health visitor appointment is supposed to be 1:30. It's now 20 to 2. See, look, evidence, and there is no sign of her. Shep, window. I do wonder what time she's going to turn up though. I know 10 minutes isn't that late. I just have to sit here and wait. Luckily, I'm still reading my book. I'm about halfway through now. So I've got a couple of hours to kill just sitting here and relaxing. It's nice to put my feet up after a busy morning anyway. The health visitor turned up about 5 minutes after I last spoke to you guys, and she stayed for about an hour. She was completely lovely. She was nothing like the horror stories that some of my friends had passed on to me about snooping health visitors and overly inquisitive health visitors. She was really nice. She gave me loads of information about what happens in this town and what kind of goes on, what services they provide, where you can go to get help, where the clinics are, where the drop-in centres are, all that sort of stuff, which was awesome. And she's left me with the biggest pile of leaflets that I have seen in a long time. She did say I wasn't supposed to get them until after the baby comes, but by that point I probably won't have time to read them. So this is my reading for the next couple of days. Chris and I were just complaining about how cold it was in the house today. Feels freezing. Shep, shush. And we looked out the window and there is actual snow falling from the sky. It is April. It is the end of April. Shep, shush. It is the end of April and it is snowing. It's crazy. I've tried to get it on camera, but I don't actually know if it worked. So hopefully there'll be something usable and you can see these massive snowflakes that were falling. It's no wonder it is so cold today. We think the inside of the house is somewhere between about 18 and 19 degrees. If we get any more snow next week, we might be snowed in for Pip coming and we'll need to get special tyres for the car and stuff. The chance of that happening are very slim. Yeah, I want a drink. I need a hot drink to warm me up. What are you doing down there? Shep was really intrigued by the health visitor and he was determined she was going to play with him. he brought like every single toy he owns to try and get her to play. So yeah, he brought basically every toy he owns for her to come play with him, and she wouldn't play. That is because she had a very important job to do talking to me. She wasn't here to play with him, although she was really nice to him, which kind of made me happy. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of feel like I trust people a lot more depending on how they treat my dog. If they're nice to the dog, then I'll be nice to them. If they're not nice to the dog, I kind of think, I've had a pretty good relaxing day today. I think after having quite a busy morning, I've managed to spend most of my afternoon not doing an awful lot, kind of putting my feet up, making sure that Pip is getting all the rest that he needs. And I decided that I probably need to start watching a new TV series, something that's going to keep my mind focused, that I can sit down and do without having to think about. Been scanning through the Skybox this evening, and I think I've found something. I'm going to try watching You, Me and the Apocalypse. It's something that I'd seen like advertised ages ago. I don't know how old the show is, maybe a year or two. And I wanted to watch it at the time, but I never got around to it. So now I kind of have the time. I'm going to sit down, give it a go, see if it's any good. Leave me comments down below, let me know if you've seen it and what you thought of it. And basically if it's worth me investing enough time into it. This morning when I got up, I really fancied some porridge. But I really couldn't be bothered making it. So I figured tonight I'm going to make up an overnight oats recipe, and then tomorrow morning, if I really want porridge again, at least I can have some. It'll be zero morning effort. I've had a look at Joe Wick's recipe online, so I think that's the one I'm going to go with. I'm going to have banana, cocoa, regular milk because we don't have any almond milk, and some oats. It all goes in the blender apart from the oats, and then it's ready. I said, don't blend your oats, blend everything but your oats. And then I blended my oats. So I now have two breakfasts for tomorrow. I have this one with blended oats, and I have this one which is exactly the same but with the oats added at the end. Tomorrow we'll see if there's really much difference between them. The oats were already quite powdered anyway in places. So this one's just going to be more of a smoothie, and this one is more of a porridge. I'm going to put the two of them in the fridge and we're going to see what happens basically tomorrow. See if either one of them works. I quite like to have different and interesting things for my breakfast. But on a normal week, I just never have time to spend extra time preparing breakfast or cooking breakfast or whatever. And I've just realised that in the next 2 weeks, I now have loads of time for trying out interesting breakfasts. So please leave me a comment down below, let me know what your favourite breakfast is, and I can actually have a chance to try stuff out. Comments down below, let me know what your favourite breakfast is, and I will see if I can give it a go in the next week and a half. Don't forget to subscribe if you guys are new to the channel, because at this point, we never know when Pip is going to come. Any day could be Pip's first day.
This time